Hey designers, welcome back. I'm June Shea with Kick-Ass Design Business, and hopefully you are in my group, The Blueprint for Success, where I'm going to teach you all that I have learned in 30 years of trial and error. And one of the big questions that I have received lately is how to get paid for your design expertise. I know that I've been there where I've put my blood, heart, and soul into what I think is an awesome design, only to find that someone has taken my ideas and gone somewhere else and maybe purchased elsewhere. So I know that happens to a lot of people. I recently was talking to a kitchen and bath design group, and they were obviously very frustrated. But I have some tips that I have learned over the years and that I live by, and they help me ensure that I get paid 99% of the time. And I also have a one sheet, 5 essentials for getting paid for your interior design expertise. If you would like it, please DM me and I'll be happy to send it to you. One of the first things is know who you are. You really need to know who you are, what you stand for as a designer, as a company. What makes you tick? What kind of projects do you want to do? What's important? Who's your ideal client? When you determine who your ideal client, you're naturally going to determine who is not your ideal client. And when you establish who your ideal client is, then you're going to be able to message them better and easier. And you get clear on what your target is. I recommend creating a mission statement. Once you define who you are, create a mission statement. This is what I stand for. That helps reinforce your reason for being. One of the big things you need to do is it's all about mindset, and you cannot sell the value of your services if you do not believe in the value of your services. If you know that you can rock it, then you're going to telegraph that. If you're not sure, ding, 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 clients are not going to trust you a bit, and they are not going to place value in you. So if you need to go stand in front of a mirror and say, you know what, I've got this, I know what I'm doing, I just built the best design I could possibly build for this client, you are going to telegraph that to your customer. So I encourage you to do some positive self-talk, because if you convey your value, you will be perceived as a person who has value. I start qualifying my clients at the first interaction that I have with them. And oftentimes, my first interaction is they've been referred to me by a builder or by a past client, or maybe they have found me on the internet or through a Yelp review. But the very first time they call, we are qualifying them. And I have a script I use, and it will be part of my blueprint for success, so stay tuned. Anyway, I use a script. I'm asking them questions like, how did you hear about us? What's the size of your project? What's your budget? Do you need help creating a budget? Have you ever worked with a designer before? A lot of these things are going to tell me something about them at our very first interaction. I also take that phone call as an opportunity to explain how I work. This is how I work. This is how I charge for my services. This is what you can expect. So they don't know. A customer does not know, and most interior designers work very different from one another. So you are qualifying your client, but you're also educating them at the same time as to how you particularly work, and you're establishing your value. I would also, as early on in the process as possible, I would educate them on why you're valuable. Educate them on how you work. Educate them on your process. Tell them a little bit about your background, maybe some of the trade shows that you go to, how many projects a year you've done, something that you're particularly proud of that was just a super success. If you've been published, bring copies of that. Establish yourself as the expert if you want to demand top dollar. And the more bona fides that you can give to your client, the more value that they're going to place on you. I think you can never give your customer enough information about what you know. You should be demonstrating everything that you know at every single opportunity. If you just learned something at a lunch and learn, then talk about it. Say, hey, I just learned all this new information about the warranty on Cambria, which is why I recommend it. It's not porous. It's warranted for 10 years, and it's this and it's that. And this is stuff that your customer doesn't know. And the fact that you do know it means that you know a lot that they don't know. And that's what they're paying for. They're paying for the stuff they don't know. They're paying for the answers to the questions they do not even know to ask. So I think it's also important for you to tell the why. So I've been doing it for long enough that to me it's just second nature, and sometimes I have to get back and say, why do I say what I say? But just to say something like, this is what I recommend, or this is what I would do, isn't always good enough. You have to say, this is why I would do it. The reason I would do it is because it is going to do X, Y, and Z for you, and it's also going to avoid X, Y, and Z. And this is how it's going to save you time, or this is how it's going to save you money, or this is how it's going to save you aggravation. Or, those things, if you're helping a client avoid a pain point, then you're creating value. It's not tangible, but you're creating the value. So, the bottom line is, tell your clients how you work. Let them know how you charge. Let them know what you know. Let them know again you know what you know. And always be trying to tell them how you are going to save them headaches, or make their life better, or give them more value for their dollar. And that is how you are going to attract those clients that are willing to pay for professional services. So anyway, if you have questions, please shoot me a message. You can DM me, you can send me an email, you can make a comment right on this video post. But I do look forward to hearing your comments, and hopefully you've learned something. And if you're watching this on my feed on the Kick-Ass Design Business, scoot on over to the Blueprint for Success, because that is where I'm going to be rolling out a structured program with lots more information than I'm giving you right here. So have a great day, and I've enjoyed talking to you, and go kick ass.